What happens when the face of the WNBA suddenly isn't the center of attention anymore? Aya Wilson, MVP, champion, and one of the most dominant players in basketball, is now at the center of a growing controversy. Because Caitlin Clark might be leaving. And not just leaving. Leaving for a contract that could make her the highest-paid women's basketball player in the world. But here's where things explode. Reports, reactions, and rising tension suggest that Aya Wilson is not happy. Is this about money? Is this about respect? Or is this the beginning of a power shift that could change the WNBA forever?
Nonsense about things that Caitlin was doing wrong when, in my personal opinion, she was doing nothing but going out there and playing great basketball every night and ignoring the hate that was coming to her from all sides, not only from fans.
To understand this moment, you need to understand the two names at the center of it. Aya Wilson, a proven superstar, MVP, champion, the backbone of her franchise. A player who has spent years building her legacy, dominating the league, and becoming one of its most respected figures. Then comes Caitlin Clark, a rookie who didn't just enter the league. She changed it overnight. Attendance skyrockets, viewership explodes, and suddenly, every conversation becomes about one person.
A'ja Wilson, 28 years old, 1,000 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment? And why are we talking about Caitlin Clark?
Why exactly? Why when A'ja was releasing the shoe were we talking about Caitlin?
Now, everything has reached a breaking point because Caitlin Clark may be considering something unprecedented. A move to Europe. And not just any move. A deal that could pay her more than the WNBA ever has. In global basketball, Europe has long been a financial powerhouse, offering elite players bigger contracts and international exposure. For Clark, this isn't just an opportunity, it's leverage. But for the WNBA, it's a potential disaster.
It's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league. She's learned how to play the game. And she said, I had to learn how to play the WNBA.
At the center of this storm is Aya Wilson's reaction. Because for years, she was the league. So, what happens when you're the MVP? You're putting up elite numbers and yet the spotlight moves somewhere else? According to reactions and commentary, the frustration isn't just about money. It's about something deeper. Recognition, respect, relevance. Because in professional sports, the highest paid player is often seen as the most valuable. And now, that title might belong to someone else.
If you guys take a look at the stands, all the seats, even the courtside seats, are empty.
There's another layer to this story. The fans. Caitlin Clark didn't just gain attention. She built a movement. Massive crowds. Explosive jersey sales. Record-breaking TV ratings. Meanwhile, even dominant players like Aya Wilson are facing a harsh reality. Being the best doesn't always mean being the most watched. And that shift is creating tension across the league.
4 moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. I'm not finished. Attendance for the entire league is up nearly 50% this year, and Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. Up 319% from a year ago.
But this isn't just a rivalry between two players. It's a clash of eras. Veterans who built the league versus a new generation reshaping it overnight. Caitlin Clark represents change. Bigger audiences, player empowerment, better conditions. Even pushing for improvements like chartered travel. But change isn't always welcomed. And inside the league, that tension is starting to show.
Went from being one of the most loved teams in the WNBA to being riddled with so much drama this season. A'ja Wilson was under fire last week for the privileged comment that she made to Kelsey Plum.
Then there's the business side. Endorsements, sponsorships, global branding. Aya Wilson has worked for years to build her presence, including major partnerships. But now, Caitlin Clark's market value is exploding, and brands are watching closely. Because in today's game, it's not just about performance. It's about who moves the culture.
Agree with it. I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close. Because I said the most important person in the league is Caitlin Clark. and should be a top 5, if not, it should have been a top 3 MVP.
Now, imagine this. Caitlin Clark leaves the WNBA. What happens next? Viewership drops, attendance declines, sponsorships shrink, and the league loses its biggest draw. Even players like Aya Wilson could feel the impact, because fewer eyes on the game means fewer opportunities for everyone. This isn't just a player decision. It's a moment that could define the future of women's basketball.
You're supposed to be the MVP and you only got one win out of that series. That's why I think, now I wonder if they had a 5-game series in the first round, there might be a possibility they may not win that series.
For Aya Wilson, this is about legacy. For Caitlin Clark, this is about the future. And for the WNBA, this is about survival in a rapidly changing sports world. One decision could shift the balance of power forever. So the question is, if Caitlin Clark leaves for Europe, will the WNBA rise to the challenge? Or will it lose the very star that brought it back to life? And where does that leave Aya Wilson, the MVP, in a league that may no longer revolve around her? This story is far from over.
Even were so bad, they got the #1 pick. You got to be bad to get the #1 pick. And she led them to their first 20-win season in almost a decade. She led them to the playoffs. I mean, the girl deserved the award.
And just when things couldn't get more intense, the media stepped in and turned this into a full-blown storm. Debates exploded across sports shows. Analysts clashed over one question: who really matters more to the WNBA right now? Is it Aya Wilson, the proven MVP, or Caitlin Clark, the undeniable phenomenon? Some voices defended Aya's dominance. Others argued that Clark's impact goes far beyond stats. And suddenly, this wasn't just a basketball discussion anymore. It became a cultural debate about value, visibility, and power.
LeBron James had tennis shoes in his rookie year. He didn't have a fraction of the impact on the NBA that Caitlin Clark has had on the W.
But behind the cameras, inside locker rooms, there's something even more telling: silence. Because when a league goes through a shift like this, not everyone speaks publicly, but players notice. They see the attention shifting. They feel the pressure changing. And for veterans like Aya Wilson, it's not just about competing on the court anymore. It's about holding on to a position that may already be slipping away.
Caitlin Clark, #1 in jersey sales, Angel Reese 2, Sabrina 3, Kate Martin 4. We talked about this earlier in the season. I feel sad that Kate Martin also hasn't gotten as much playing time the second half of the season. I feel like she deserves more, or maybe she deserves a different team. How crazy would that be if she went to Indiana? Just saying.
This situation reveals something much bigger than rivalry. The WNBA is facing an identity crisis. For years, it was built on team play, veteran leadership, steady growth. But now, it's being reshaped by viral moments, superstar attention, individual marketability. Caitlin Clark represents that new era. And whether the league is ready or not, that era is already here. Let's be clear about something. Aya Wilson didn't just earn respect. She built it. Years of dominance, consistency, leadership. But history in sports is brutal, because sometimes even legends get overshadowed, not because they got worse, but because someone else arrived at the perfect moment. And that's the uncomfortable truth. Aya isn't losing her greatness. She's battling.
The paying customer, the audience didn't feel that way. They did not give a damn about the WNBA. Is that fair to the ladies? No, it isn't fair. But they're the paying customer. You don't tell them what they want. They tell you what they want. And they really were not feeling the WNBA to the degree that they're feeling the WNBA now, obviously because of Caitlin.
Now, everything comes down to one decision. Does Caitlin Clark stay and continue reshaping the WNBA from within? Or does she leave and prove that her value goes far beyond the league itself? Because if she succeeds in Europe, it sends a message to every future star. You don't need the WNBA to become global. And that could change everything.
This is expected of Caitlin Clark. She's supposed to be great. She's not the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese is, because that's a surprise. which to me is wrong. Should LeBron not have won the Rookie of the Year because he was supposed to win it?
Regardless of whatever noise has been out there. So when you show that you're able to perform in the face of adversity, to me, that is the true testament to greatness. And that's why we're looking at her and we're saying greatness is on the way.